Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
I'm experiencing a first here.
Oh.
This is the first time I'm freshly showered.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And that's not the first time I'm freshly showered. But I'm freshly showered. This is the first podcast I've ever recorded with wet hair.
Oh.
And let me tell you, don't like the feeling of headphones on wet hair.
Oh, okay.
As soon as we hit the record and sat there in silence as we do, immediately it was like, I regret starting this without having dried my hair first.
Oh, okay. That's such a weird thing that bothers you.
Have you ever put a hat on with wet hair?
I actually have wet hair now too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I
also had... No, I had a shower recently too, for the first time ever in my life.
The good news is you're getting two very clean boys here.
Yeah. We're clean boys. We do have filthy mouths though.
Wow, that remains...
You dickheads.
I was going to say that remains to be seen, but you've seen to it right. Hit that in there. You dickhead.
How about this one? This was a one-liner by Stoneman Bear Pig. The F in the word orphan actually stands for family. That's a bit filthy.
Yeah, well.
Sort of. I don't know. It's something.
Bad taste, certainly.
Mean, if anything. I thought that was brilliant. Hilarious. Yeah. Just the right amount of dark humor. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. Nobody died.
Just like that whole thing about what bastard put the letter S in the word lisp.
Oh, yes. That's true. Or like the fear of long words is really long words.
Yeah.
People being assholes to other people, I think, in the world. That's human nature.
Not for us, though. We're just still got the filthy mouths.
But
we're good boys. Clean boys.
We're clean boys with filthy mouths. And hot butts.
Oh.
I'm putting it out there.
Okay. Hear that? We're putting our butts out there.
Putting our butts out there. Here's one, Cambo. Okay. Let's go with... Oh, should I go with this one? Okay. I'm going to do this one. This was in the subreddit Interesting as Fuck. And it was by... I guess that Dirty Mouth again.
Because the subreddit's just called Interesting.
Yeah,
You've added that.
Yeah. It was by FinDog. New York recently played a nuclear survival ad. Now, this was a video.
Yeah, great.
So you're missing...
But what you've done, I assume, is pulled the audio for the video to play.
Obviously. No, because a lot of it is she's like, look at this. Oh, read this text on screen, stuff like that.
Wow, you wouldn't hear about it.
Yeah. No, but... I thought I would vaguely explain the ad,
okay.
Which is...
In a way, it's better.
It's almost... Yeah. In fact, this was an argument when TV and radio came out, and they said TV can't replicate radio because... this was very Australian-based, actually. It was talking about the Yarra River. They said, we're going to fill the Yarra River. We're gonna make like a tea out of the Yarra River or something. Ooh. And like, here comes the helicopters with all the tea leaves, and then they just do sound effects of stuff, trying to insinuate that imagination is better than TV, which I think is funny now because you probably could digitally make it look like a river has been made as a cup of tea or something.
The Yarra River is already very brown.
Oh, it's gross. It's so disgusting. Anywho. So this ad, there was basically a woman on screen and she's calmly talking to people, saying, if they... I don't actually even think they say the word nuclear bomb.
Okay.
But it's weirdly...
You know that bomb we all know about?
Yeah.
You know the one.
It was more like...
I'm not going to say which one, but you know the one.
Yeah. Well, it was more like if a disaster happens that affects you. I don't know. And so so first I was like, go to your basement. If you don't have a basement, get into the middle of the building, away from windows. Now they filmed this in like an apartment sort of complex, so right on Manhattan Island, I imagine. And I just thought, a couple of things with this, but one is, if a nuke goes off in the middle of New York, I think you're effed wherever you are. I don't know if standing in the middle of your room away from windows will.
This was produced and released in 2022.
Yes. Yeah. Well, don't. Okay, let's get on to the second point because this is actually what I think. This annoyed me because I think this is anti-Russian propaganda.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, not a fan of Russia at the moment. But I think it's not necessarily productive. I don't actually think it has to do with the safety of people at all.
Yeah, who funded it?
I think, that's the thing.
If it were in Australia, we automatically, you and I would have known, well, that's Clive Palmer.
Yeah.
He's the billionaire with some racist ideas that spends a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
So the question is, who was it that funded this ad?
The agency was called the New York City Emergency Management.
Okay.
So, and it does seem like a government agency, but I'm guessing probably state rather than federal. I'm assuming they have the same sort of thing as here, maybe? Oh, maybe not. I don't know. But, or maybe it doesn't quite work the same way. I don't know. So it's maybe not directly from, I don't know, POTUS or something like that. But it just feels like this isn't healthy propaganda. I feel like it's probably going to incidentally cause some
panic.
Yeah, a bit of panic, bit of like, oh my God, we need to do something. Exactly. That's exactly it. It's the, what did they call the war in Iraq? Preemptive retaliation?
Preemptive strike, yeah.
Preemptive strike? What a,
And if the movie Minority Report has taught me anything, is you can't preemptively arrest for a crime. Because what if the oracles are wrong?
Yes.
So that was more specific to Minority Report.
Well,
I know that example.
Technically, the oracles were correct. There was just a crime that was replicated, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I think you got the wrong part about that. Maybe. So I think what
wait a minute, does pre-crime work?
Pre-crime does work.
Okay.
All we have to do, I've been advocating for this for ages.
Yeah, is arrest Colin Farrell because he was behind it.
That's step 2.
Yeah,
Step 1 is get a lot more people on a lot more drugs. Isn't that how the oracles started? Weren't they like, they were just like drug addicts? I think it was something as insane as that. It wasn't like a mystical thing.
Yeah.
It was like, they've just been doing a lot of drugs in their life and it gave them this ability.
Yeah. It's like mutated their genes or something.
Yeah.
So we're either going to get the oracles or X-Men. And either way, we're moving up in the
I'm
world.
advocating for it, okay? But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting because I really don't think it's about the actual threat of a nuke. I think it's more about let's create a storyline here.
If this was Manhattan that this was based in, it's very rich to be like, go to your basement.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah.
We'd be a bit screwed here. Australians don't generally have basements.
Yeah, we don't. But nobody's bombing here, let's be honest.
That's true.
What do we got? I think the thing is, you could if you nuke, whether it's New York or like a major city in the world, you kill so many people.
Yeah.
In Australia, it's like you're not getting as much bang for your buck. You know what I mean?
And if they were just going to do it for a statement, they get in Sydney.
Yeah. Not Melbourne.
Yeah. They'll be like, we bombed the Opera House. How many people were in it?
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah. No one goes there. Opera. Come on, guys. If anything, Melbourne would probably nuke Sydney. That's how it'll happen.
From the safety of Marvel Stadium.
Yeah. We're sick of you guys claiming that, when tourists are getting it wrong and going to Sydney to see nothing. Anywho. All right, Kembo. I think we should move on into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit is by Zeros Lucas.
I was wondering when Zeros Lucas was going to write it.
Okay, how would you pronounce this then? Xheros. Zeros. Zeros. What is something most people think only men do, but actually women do as well?
do or can do? Because I'm going to say P standing up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Technically,
Technically, you can.
you can. Yeah, that's true.
What's something that people think only men do? Okay, I'm going to say this on behalf of Stacey.
Yeah.
I hope she's okay with this. Play video games.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's told me several times that, let's be honest, often men, when she says that she plays video games, will often assume, I think, that she plays like
Yeah.
Farmville or like...
Yeah. Which, like, obviously she
And
plays
then-
Farmville, but, like, who doesn't, am I right?
But then, when she explains that, like, her favorite games are, like, Last of Us and Uncharted stuff, they're always, like, really impressed.
Yeah.
As if it's...
One of Ellen's friends I met the other day, who, hadn't met before, she plays Call of Duty.
What?
And
A girl?
to me,
That's a bridge too far, Call of Duty.
that I told her to stop immediately.
yeah.
Don't you worry.
Because I feel threatened by that.
No, I want to say I'm more impressed for this, but for a different reason.
Yeah. That she stuck with it?
The reason is that men online are the worst to
Yeah,
women.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she does it. Like she said, she uses a mic and stuff and whatever. And she said it was funny because at the start, she would get these like young teenage kids that would like protect her and something, and she just thought it was like cute and funny. But now she's got like so many hours into the game, like her level is higher, so now she just gets flamed by other guys and saying you're a woman and you suck kind of thing. And it's like, I cannot believe she sticks with it because of that. I obviously I haven't ever experienced this myself, but I've seen a lot of posts online by a lot of women just being like, fucking
Here's my experience.
Stop insulting women, like you are the worst incels in the world.
Yeah.
And I just can't, like, I find that so, it must be so annoying for
Here's
for
another
women.
interesting one, unvideo game related. And again, I'm having to go via Stacey because obviously I'm trying to... She's the woman I know best.
Right, yeah.
And she often tells me the reaction to men when she beats them at tennis.
Oh, yeah. I want to put it on the record right now. Stacey is way better at tennis than I am.
Yeah. And you're a man.
And I'm a man. No, and like, obviously I had no idea of her level, but
Yeah.
I think it is funny because even things like when you go, so Stacey and I play tennis. Yeah, we're in the same team.
And they've promised me, everyone, don't worry, they've promised you they're not having an affair.
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
they're playing tennis.
Yeah.
Because she does it on a racket, which I'm very, very confused by.
She always borrows mine.
Gotcha. And that's when you said you were giving it to her.
Yeah.
You were giving her the racket.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
It's been over this. No, but even just like we have numbers of like who plays what ranking kind of thing. So player one will play player one, player two will play player two in opposite teams.
Yep.
And I think what's funny is they always expect a man to go above Stacey in ranking, regardless. And because I know I'm worse, when we played on last Thursday, I said I actually wanted to play 3. I ended up playing 2 because Stacey wanted to play 3, so I was like, okay, that's fine. But even the same guy on our team just kind of assumed that I was always going to be 2, and I was like, no, I hands down, Stacey is a better player than I am. Like, and it is really funny. I haven't seen anyone like get angry at her because they've lost as a male, but even just that little bit I've witnessed, and I just think it's really.
I've heard some stories of like men clearly frustrated.
Yeah,
that she like kicked their ass.
Yeah,
she's a really good tennis
She's
player.
really good. She's really good. She's got a great backhand. If you want more specifics, that's it. That's
definitely not a sex thing.
That's as far as the lie will take me. I can't think of anything else to comment on. Here's one that I thought, right, which is kind of in the opposite vein, I guess. Is mansplaining.
Oh right. Yeah.
I actually really hate this term. I think that everybody mansplains, and I think it's because really what it is, it's about people like just misunderstanding what somebody knows.
Yep.
And then obviously explain something that they already know to them. And everybody does this. And I don't even think that it's as common for men, hence the term mansplaining. This, as my own personal example, right? I think I grew up learning how to cook pretty well because I have an Italian mother. She makes great food. And I've always sort of it's just like the little things in cooking that sometimes help, I like kind of understand. And I think frequently throughout my life, I've had women think that I can't cook, don't know how something should be cooked, should look, or, the process behind creating something. And they will explain it to me as if I don't know. And even times where I feel like I know more about the process of cooking X, Y, Z, and them explaining it to me poorly. And so, yeah, I just, there's something about that term that I really don't like, and I feel like it's just that everybody does.
Well, I must say, there is like mansplaining as a thing I have seen in action. Mm-hmm. And it's a super, how can I say this without... Because it's got to do with like my workplace.
Yeah.
So I'm just I'm doing some mental gymnastics. Anyway, there is someone doesn't work for our work.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Good cover. I'm not having
It's definitely not
Stacey.
my boss. No, it doesn't work for our work, but we work with them.
Yeah.
Bit older gentleman, and very sexist, but I don't think he realizes that.
Yeah.
And it is that thing of whenever we're in meetings with him, he will never explain anything to me, but he will to the two girls that I'm always with.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And to me, that his thing is like a classic mansplaining because he doesn't assume that we all don't know.
Yeah.
He just assumes that they don't know, which is just him being sexist.
Yeah.
But the way that he does it is, to me, like the quintessential mansplain thing.
Yeah.
And I understand your point. Not
But
just
see,
men do it.
Well, not even that, but the sexist thing.
Yeah.
Because...
That's
like
the thing.
women were saying to me about cooking because
It's a
cooking
sexist
is,
assumption,
a woman's
Yeah.
place. So it is still sexist on both sides. I think it can be.
Yeah, definitely. But so it's definitely just a gendered assumption, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cooking's a great example. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think sometimes that's really
It's
interesting.
probably just, at least in my experience in corporate life, more commonly men that do it to women, but it's not that it can't be the other way around.
Yeah. Yes. Anywho, should we move on? Sure. Let's go into Today I Advice. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Today I Learned. And also sometimes advice. This Today I Learned was by Shotgun O'Shaughnessy.
Ah, that's a classic Irish name. Shotgun O'Shaughnessy.
Yes. Yeah, I've got a lot of friends that named that.
Well, over in the Emerald Isle, obviously.
Yeah. Today, okay, this one is like a quick one and mainly for, I guess, future protection. Okay. Not in the way that you think. Okay. Today I learned cows kill more people every year than sharks. Mm-hmm. Pretty interesting statistic.
Yeah. So
now, I guess protection in two ways. Future protecting ourselves. Mm-hmm. One is careful of cows.
Yeah. Because not only are they killing people, I would assume this means directly killing people. But also, they're letting off all that methane gas.
They're slowly killing the world.
People as well.
Yeah.
Where sharks, don't they think sharks can possibly detect cancer?
Yeah, they eat it out of people, I've heard. No, but the other thing is, Campo, if I ever get killed by a cow, you got to cover that up.
Okay.
I feel like this is
I'll
one
drag
of the
you
more
to the ocean.
humiliating.
I'll drag you to the ocean, throw you and go, the shark's bloody got him.
Yeah, there you go.
They ate that cancer right out of him.
Yeah. Hopefully you're going to have to, I think, cut a chunk out of me because I don't want to wash up on shore and they're like, oh, there's hoof marks in his chest. Needs to be a little bit more solid than that.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I just feel like slightly humiliating way to die if you get killed by a cow. They're so docile.
I'm imagining coming across you in a field and you're bleeding out, and I cradle you in my arms and you go, the ocean. Get me to the ocean.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Or just shoot me. Even if it looks like I'm gonna die.
I'll be like, I walk into a police station and go, I murdered him.
Yeah. Because it's like...
the evidence suggests it was okay. It was me!
Because I feel like if I'm going to die from a cow, just... They can't, on the autopsy report, say... He died from a cow if I got shot in the head at the last second. Like, he was going to die from a cow, but he did die from gunshot wound to the head.
He was dying from a cow, but was killed when his best friend shot him. I don't know why his best friend didn't shoot the cow.
Before. He was getting mauled for half an hour. Okay, anyhow. Here's another one. This is, there was some advice. And it was posted by Lucas12213. Oh, it was the second Lucas. The first one was something else. This is relevant. Xerius Lucas. Anyway, this is relevant. Cut this bit out, Kim. She, 24, female, won't date me, 25 male, because of what the Germans did to her family during World War II. I'm heartbroken. She's Polish-American. I'm German-American. We met in grad school and I was smitten from day one, but now I'm hopelessly in love with her.
Okay, first thing that I'm going to point out before you continue is the fact that Americans are so caught up in, like, unless they immigrated there, like, with their parents... You get that thing a lot being like, well, I'm Italian. It's like your family's been in America for generations.
Yeah.
So I'm already dubious, but go on.
Okay, right, yeah. She knows how I feel about her and says she has feelings for me too, but won't date me because I'm German. Her family suffered tremendously during World War II. Her great-grandparents were resistance fighters. Many of her family members were killed by Germans. Growing up, she wasn't allowed to take German language classes, visit Germany, associate with Germans. Falling in love with a German is almost like an act of treason in the eyes of her family. What's worse is that my great-grandfathers were Wehrmacht, God, I don't know how to pronounce that, soldiers stationed in Poland. I don't know what they did there. I never asked. I guess I don't want to know. Yeah, I think we all know. Yeah.
And also don't ask.
And don't ask. But you know. Like, you know. She has feelings for me, but says that in our case, love is not enough. Her dating me would hurt her family, ruin her relationship with all of them, make both of our future lives more difficult than they have to be. Her family would never accept me. I don't know what to do. Even if I wanted to, I can't change who I am, but I can't imagine my life without her in it. How do I convince her and her family to give me a chance?
Sounds like someone's going to build a time machine.
Yeah, I think kill baby Hitler is the answer. I think there's some things here. First, I would like to point out she obviously knew that he was German pretty early on, you would say.
Yep.
I think you haven't been in the relationship long enough to not imagine your life without her.
This is my reading of it. Dude, she's lying to you. Like, she just doesn't want to date you.
Oh, really? You reckon it's that?
And he's like, but you like me. She's like, yeah, of course I like you. But I could never date a German. It would ruin my family if I dated a German.
Interesting. Okay. No, see, I could see this being a... I could see this being a bit of a thing.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, World War II wasn't really that long ago. It's getting to the point where, like, I feel like if she grew up and had children, then she perhaps wouldn't worry as much, you know. Just needs like one more generation. Maybe two extra generations, you know.
Unless the Germans do it again. then the clock resets.
Yeah, exactly. So Germans, think about that.
We're about one or two generations away from being cool with it.
Yeah. But see, weirdly, like, I'm kind of on the side of the girl in the sense that, like, I mean, obviously I don't think he should necessarily be blame for his ancestors doing something horrible. We can't control that. But I mean, really, probably everybody's ancestors has done something horrific at some point in time.
My last name is Campbell.
Yeah.
If you look into the history of the Campbell clan of Scotland, just the worst.
And I would argue even longer ago than that. We've probably have ancestors that were murderers and rapists and pillagers just because, like, that's what happened.
We're both middle-class white guys.
Yeah.
The stock we come from definitely did some horrible shit to get into the power that they've got now.
Yeah. But anyway, so I don't think he can be blamed for that. But I do sort of understand, I think, this idea that if your family is that sort of affected by something because it like wasn't their choice either to almost be racist in a way. Well, it's like it was.
The question is, with that trauma, which is about as bad as it gets, right?
Yeah.
The things that Poland went through in World War II, horrendous. At what point does it go from valid trauma based on the actions of the Germans to profiling anyone that's a German?
Yeah, to outright racism.
Yeah, like three generations later, they're like, I still don't trust any of them.
Yeah, see, that's why I think this is so interesting, because there's like so many layers to like this situation, and I sort of side with it. I think partly because of like my family is just really important to me. And I think if they genuinely didn't like somebody, even for whatever reasons, like they're German or something, then, no, other reasons, then...
Well, the Italians had no problems with the Germans, Nelson.
Then I would be, come in! Totally. Yeah, well, that's true. Don't look into my family's history. No, but, I just think... there is, I would be less inclined to be with somebody because of that. Yeah. And that might be for just petty reasons. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to something that's seriously ingrained and horrible things happen to these, people, then it puts even more weight onto it. But it kind of sucks for him.
Is this racist in the same way that an American wouldn't date a Japanese girl because of Pearl Harbor? That feels super racist.
Yes.
But is that the same?
I mean, it's sort of this. I mean, I think it has to have that tie of family, though.
Yeah. But
I don't think you can just be like two individuals. I think it has to be like, this is why, this is literally the line I'm drawing in the sand. Okay. It's like, you have to have ancestors that specifically suffered horribly from a particular race.
So,
I think
let's say Chad from Southern California meets, I don't know, Tanya, and her parents are from Japan.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, can't date her. My granddad died in Pearl Harbor. I
think that's a good reason.
You reckon? See, I don't...
I mean, wait. It's not a good reason, but I think where the line in this is drawn in the sand. To do with that. It's one step over. No, but like, but there's still like suffering that is involved by these people. Like but see, maybe his granddad has to be alive to be like, no, I specifically say that you can't, or I don't condone it.
Yeah. But then if it's just a racist granddad being like...
Yeah, he could just be a racist. There's a lot out there. I don't know.
It's hard, isn't it?
It is weird. Yeah. It's such a weird line. Now I'm not sure, actually.
By flipping the genders and changing the countries, it feels way worse.
Yeah, that's sort of true. Yeah, flipping the genders weirdly had an impact as well. But I think that... I just feel like there's something... I remember speaking to oh my God, what personal trainer. Yeah. And he said he used to work...
That isn't the word I thought you were going to say, by the way.
The personal trainer. And he used to work at an old people's home.
Yeah.
And part of it was they would also do meal plans for the whole... It was like a whole village type thing.
Yeah.
And he said they couldn't serve Vietnamese food because of the Vietnam War and some people... And obviously it was like, well, those people were in the war themselves, right? Yeah. So you could say, okay... In that situation, do you say if you're in the war itself, then you're like, that's acceptable racism.
I find it more valid.
And then, but
to
then
be
if
like,
you
if that literally triggers memories or something.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. You can't control that.
Yes, but then if you are, let's say, the son of that person, and you have witnessed your father being traumatized by the Vietnam War, then does that, like, let's go by generation to see at what point it becomes.
Dad feels a bit more acceptable. By granddad, I feel like...
You think it's a bit too far?
I think it's a bit too far.
Yeah, maybe. Man, oh, God, so interesting. I've never really thought about this so much in depth.
The last bit of advice I'm going to give this guy,
yeah.
He ends by saying, she says she can't date me.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
Oh, yeah, I think that's it. I don't think because he actually asked, how do I convince her and her family to give me a chance? I don't think this is a battle worth waging.
Leave her alone.
You know, it's just, anyway, well, that's actually quite more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Okay, let's move on to shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by Sailor Hill. A lottery is most likely to be won by someone who makes really poor financial decisions.
I've seen this in shower thoughts before in slightly different wording.
Yeah. Obviously, if it's the same wording, I think it gets flagged by the mod, so you have to change the wording.
Have we even discussed this on the show before, perhaps?
We might have.
The idea that, people that are constantly buying lottery tickets probably don't have the financial savvy to then spend a fortune wisely. They can spend a fortune. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly. I brought this up because...
You won the lottery.
I won the lottery, and now who's laughing?
And now it's gone.
I've spent it all. It's a terrible decision. I bought lots more lottery tickets with the lottery winnings. I was like, I could infinitely win the lottery. Didn't work that way. No, the reason why I brought it up because I was like, I think my view on this has changed. Because I think previously I was like, haha, yes, totally true. I was like, no. And the reason very specifically is because I have bought some lottery tickets like in the past. When it's like 50 million or something, fun to win. And I think that I see it as kind of two things. One is like, I have the disposable income to be like, I can spend $10 and get, a lottery ticket or a couple of lottery tickets or whatever that is, and be totally fine with that $10 loss. And obviously, I might do it every few months or something, but still, I am financially stable enough to be like, I can do that. And the other part is it is kind of this weird form of entertainment, I think. I
think it's entertainment in the same way that gambling is entertainment, right? It's like you understand that you'll probably lose your money. But there is a chance you could win. And that's entertaining.
And I think, and I think the entertainment actually comes more so from the lottery with like, you speak to friends and family, you'll talk about the lottery that's coming out. Oh my God, it's $120 million lottery. What would you spend it on and stuff? And it makes this like conversation. It's like this weird, like mini escape or something. When you buy a lottery ticket, because you imagine what you could spend it on and think like, if I won the lottery that I, just bought a ticket for, I wouldn't have to go to work today when I can't be bothered. Like, I think there is this weird, strange entertainment aspect of buying one.
So what you're saying is life could be a dream.
Life could be a dream. But
I think that's a very local reference.
Yeah, I think so.
Here's my thing with this, right? The context of the person that I know that buys the most lottery tickets is my nan.
Oh, yeah.
And if that's anything to go by, when she won the lottery, she wouldn't spend a cent.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I don't think you necessarily have to make poor like, I think my financial decisions are relatively stable. I save. I invest. I did buy a Nintendo Switch not that long ago, and I really regret buying it.
Oh, really?
That was the worst financial decision.
Is it you're just not playing it?
Yeah.
Or you don't like it?
I kind of both. Well, I did play it for a bit. I played Zelda, and I didn't really like that game. And then I also bought it because I wanted my girlfriend and I to play co-op games. Turns out the co-op games are kind of shit on there, and the good ones are on PlayStation anyway. So I was like, this was a mistake to buy. But anyway, I might sell that. All right, let's move on to podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another thing, and we do it ourselves.
Can I say what I can spot?
No,
Nelson?
no. I've created this quiz by myself with no help.
Okay.
I'm calling it Feed Buzz. I actually chose this one because we've done something in the past where we speak about Australian language.
Yeah.
And this one is decipher these text messages and we'll reveal if you're fluent in Aussie.
Okay.
So I thought this could be...
Sounds bonza, Nelson. Absolutely bonza.
I don't know if you remember, but I put a veto on doing Australian words for a while because I feel like we did like 4 weeks in a row of different Australian
because
words.
Nelson, when we find something that's easy, we do it and get it again. I'm going to say like a Feed Buzz quiz.
Yes. But anyway, I've lifted the veto for just for now. Just while I'm doing it.
Again. You might lift it again next time as well.
This is also why I chose this one, because I saw the very first one. Obviously, we can do these together.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen the answers. I don't know the first one.
Okay.
Which surprised me. It says, what does chat mean? And the text message just says, that's chat. And the possible answers are...
Yeah.
Or do you know straight up?
I thought it was gross.
Oh, gross. Oh, okay. Yeah, you could be right. Okay. So the options are good banter, disgusting, boring, really delicious. So you think disgusting?
Yeah.
I've never heard this before in my life. Oh, it's correct.
The fact that you never heard that, Nelson, that's chat.
I think it's fine. It's got a little thing.
I must say that's like slang, Australian slang from like the early 2000s, like high school. I feel like some people in high school would have been like, "Oh, that's chat, man."
It actually has this little thing here. Disgusting. Rumoured to have found its start in high schools around Australia, chat is a thoroughly Aussie way of saying something is disgusting, yuck, or just plain gross. So, yeah, it's interesting. I think the rest of these are going to get fine. But anyway, what does this phrase mean? Fang us some pics.
Fang us some pics.
Yeah, I feel like I won't give you the options because I feel like you'll know them before I give them to you. But
I would say send us some pictures.
Yes, send us some photos as then.
Though fang is normally like if you fang a car, don't you?
Yeah,
like it's to like do something. Essentially, it's like it.
Fang it when you say it in a car, I think is different. It has nothing to do with sending.
Yeah, that's true.
But this made sense to me. Fang us some pics. I feel like I've heard that before or something similar.
Yeah, this is all text messaging, right?
Yeah.
I do wonder whether or not this will come up because it's about sending a text message. But have you ever heard the phrase "sling us a warning"?
Sling us a warning? No. I send us a warning, I guess?
Well, no. It came about...
Warnie,
the cricketer. Remember he was caught cheating he texted his wife instead of his mistress. This is like years and years ago.
Yeah.
And then the phrase came out, sling us a warning if you're going to send a text.
Right, okay. Yeah, interesting.
Strap on a feedback's another great one that I love.
A feedback, yeah. Okay, anyway. Sense phrase, yes. Oh, yeah, okay. Fang can be used as a verb meaning to pass or chuck something over. See, but fang it is like go fast.
Yeah, if you fang a car,
yeah.
You're Dom Toretto.
He's fanging it.
Dom Toretto absolutely fangs that car.
He fangs that car. Yeah, so I feel like it's got an extra meaning on top of
he
pass
fangs the
or
car,
chuck.
but I've never seen him do a Yui.
Yeah. I've seen him do a Yui, man. Okay, what does cheeky bevy mean?
Oh, mate, cheeky bev. What's the...
Yeah, actually, it's a hard to...
Yeah. Bev is beverage, drink.
I'll say this.
A cheeky beverage...
Question mark. It says cheeky bevy question mark.
Oh, do you want to go for a drink?
Yeah.
Like, we're having dinner after this. We're going to have some cheeky bevs.
Yeah. Cheeky bevs, yeah. It's like... I don't know. Because I was going to say, well, cheeky, it's like, oh, you're not really meant to have them, because it's cheeky, not really meant to have drinks. But I think it's lost that meaning of what cheeky means, because now it'll just be like, let's have a beverage beforehand.
Cheeky, I believe, actually came from like more British slang, where someone would say something, ooh, cheeky, it's a bit.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. Feckin' flat out.
What, you busy?
Yeah, really.
You wouldn't say feckin'.
Feckin', yeah. This is text talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking flat out.
Yeah. You're busy.
Really busy. I didn't know this necessarily. Really busy. So flat out is a shortening of the phrase. Do you know? Before I tell you.
No. I'm assuming it's probably a long phrase.
Yes, long as, yeah. Is a shortening of the phrase flat out like a lizard drinking, which means really, really, really busy. Yeah, interesting. Gnarly. Just gnarly.
Yeah, it's good. Something's not. Oh, good or like massive? Because gnarly is like.
No, I don't reckon it's massive.
Yeah, massive isn't the right word actually. But like extreme. Gnarly can mean extreme as well.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was fucking gnarly what that person just did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In this context, I think it means good. But what does the text actually say?
I think that it's meant to be cool, which is what it's got.
Yeah.
Which I see
like
is like,
surfer phrase.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize that was specifically Australian. In fact, I thought it was like more people would say stuff. It didn't say. It wasn't cool. It actually had. I should have read them all to you. Dangerous but impressive.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant by what I say. Extreme, didn't I?
Extreme, yeah. See, I feel like there's times where gnarly's been used and it hasn't been that.
I mean, yeah,
dangerous. So, yeah, I feel like you could interchange it for cool.
I think it's specifically Australian. If someone does something pretty out there, like that was fucking gnarly.
Yeah. That's probably fair enough. Okay. What does text? They're doing manies mean?
Oh, doing laps down Main Street.
Yeah. They're yeah, it's funny. I like these. I'm going to read you all these. They're playing a drinking game.
No.
They're doing shots.
No.
They're celebrating the win of a game, usually soccer or footy. They're driving up and down the street.
Driving up and down the main street. Or if you do it in a suburb of Melbourne on Chapel Street, what are you doing, Nelson?
Chap laps.
You're doing chap laps. Chap laps are like a very advanced manie.
I feel like it was a very specific type of people who did that.
Yeah.
Not many that we would associate with.
No.
How you going? What? Okay.
How
are you? How are you? How are you? Yeah. The other one is, how are you planning on getting to a place? Which I guess is what they're trying to say is the
to be fair,
how you going?
If you said I'm going to the shops and I knew you didn't have a car, I could say, well, how are you going?
Yeah.
So they're not
yeah,
wrong.
but you wouldn't drop the G. See, this was specifically going.
Yeah. Well, they should have it all in one word. How you going?
Yeah. That's true. No spaces.
No.
Okay. What does this text mean? It's sick butt.
It's good.
Yeah.
Well, specifically like you might be like, oh, I don't really like Top Gun. Like, it's fucking sick butt.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
Oh, it's almost this like party. It's far away.
Saying,
it's sick butt.
Yeah, that's right. It's like there's a negative consequence about something,
but it's worth it.
But it's sick. But
yeah.
They've just got. It's awesome, it's dangerous, it's disgusting, it's unwell.
Yeah, it's
so
awesome.
It's awesome. But the butt does actually imply something else. Yeah.
Say to our international friends, not butt with a double T.
Yeah.
It's not a sick butt.
See, I think
it's sick, B-U-T.
Yeah. I think they've got this wrong, right? So in their little explanation, they've said, it's awesome, correct. In Aussie slang, butt can be used at the end of a sentence to indicate the sentence's end. I don't think that's how it's used at all.
I think we just use words wrong.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's exactly what we said it is. It's like there is a consequence for this not being sick.
Yeah, but
it's sick. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Sounds like something Yoda would say.
Yeah. And finally, can you break down the meaning of this text? Yeah, no was.
Absolutely, my good sir. That shan't be a problem.
Yes, that's great. I'm going to read you these explanations. Yeah, no means no, and was is a nickname. The center of this is telling was no. No was means no worries. The center of this text is casually saying that someone is fine. Was is slang for words. The center of this text is saying they're speechless. Yeah, no was. That's interesting. Anyway, it's the center of this text is casually saying that something is fine.
Yeah, it's there's no was.
No was, mate. I didn't do that.
You missed one?
So we got 8 out of 9 because I said cool.
A finale.
Finale.
Yeah.
But I think probably if I read them out, we probably would have gone dangerous but impressive, maybe. Yeah. But yes, anyway.
Yeah. I think we should...
Onya.
We should,
they said Onya.
Yeah.
Onya, you're pretty well versed when it comes to Aussie slang, and that's fully sick.
Cheers, cunt. We should clarify maybe for international listeners, yeah, nah, and nah, yeah.
Yeah.
Take the last word we say, and that's what we mean.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah is yes, and yeah, nah is no.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious.
It's pretty obvious.
Anyway, that's it for the show. We didn't get to the AMAs, but if you would like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast @gmail.com. You can also reach us on Facebook, Twitter, and our subreddit. Subscribe if you're not already.
Yeah.
And rate the show if you haven't already. And
also, if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/cancelled movie report. And I know that seems weird, but that will come to this show.
That's weird.
And not my other show.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Here's another tip from this show that I've learned. Always carry a gun. What for, Cambo?
If you get attacked by a cow.
Yeah.
We're on the same wavelength.
Shoot yourself
Yeah,
because you
shoot
don't want to die from the cow. Anyway, so that's it. Thanks for listening, and we will read you later.